It's been like 4 years that I moved here to Lyon. And in my opinion, it's better than Paris. Why? Because it's quite smaller than Paris, for sure. But it's more calm, you know? There is the people here, I think that we are quite nicer. And there you can do some amazing walking.
Today on PhotowalksTV, Lyon, France. This is the 3rd largest city in the country and one of the most walkable. In fact, when you get to town and you tell them you're thinking about renting a car, they tell you that would be insane. There's no need because you can get everywhere on foot. Your walking highlight would be the old city of Lyon. This is the new part of the city. We're going to go to the old part, which is right over here, right across the bridge. That is old Lyon. It's cobblestone streets, it's Roman ruins, it's small little shops, it's a lot of fun, and it's extremely walkable. So come join me and let's take a photo walk to Lyon, France.
The Renaissance district here dates back, about 2,000 years. And while there are many things to do in the city, what could be more fun than just roaming these back streets with your camera with no particular place to go? Okay, maybe it's a little busy, maybe it's a little crowded, but just cool your heels, things will change quickly and you will find empty streets, trust me. Now, why are so many people here? Well, this is an area of town that has remained intact since the 16th century, minus the changing storefronts. The Gothic St. John Church welcomes visitors to the old part of the city. It's been standing for 1,200 years or so. Beyond restaurants, cafes, retail stores, and all those hidden alleyways, you will find a popular puppet museum. The main attraction for most, though, is food. Lyon has a reputation as the gastronomic capital of France because the city has more restaurants per head than anywhere else in the country. Old-fashioned restaurants here are called Bouchons, which serve 3 set dishes per meal. Now, those are great. I love the street vendors with the crepes, but that's just me. Now, if Bouchons and crepes are not your thing, you're going to want to see food displayed in a way that perhaps you haven't seen back home. Check out the weekend market, which extends for blocks and blocks across the river. I mean, have you ever seen red and green cheese? That was a new one for me. Once you've done the old city, you'll want to jump on the Funicular, which is also in the old part of town, and take a ride all the way to the top of the hill. It won't cost much, just a few euro. You'll get a great overview shot of the city from here. You'll see the replica of the mini Eiffel Tower, and you will catch another awesome church from another time. This is definitely worth a stop. Lyon is in the southern section of the country, about a 1-hour ride from Paris on a fast train, and it's very close to the border of Switzerland. Geneva is also an hour away by train. What about the newer part of Lyon? Well, it's pretty old as well, and it sports big European plazas, more restaurants and shops, and of course, big office buildings.
Photo tips. I have one big one. Get lost. Get lost with your camera. Go explore these streets that date back to thousands of years ago. Cobblestone streets, the way that you could imagine old Europe was way back when. Shoot wide, shoot ultra wide, shoot close up, shoot everything. Shoot low, shoot high. But mainly, just get lost with your camera. Go, you never know. You're walking down and all of a sudden you find this quiet little street and nobody's there and it's all yours. Shoot vertically, shoot horizontally, shoot everything. One of those is going to be pretty cool. I really enjoyed doing that. Hidden walkways, of course, is a lot of fun. My favorite shot was right there on one of the main streets of the man who makes crepes. And I got a shot of him at nighttime with the smoke coming up from the side, natural light, shot on the iPhone 14 Pro. Another big photo tip I have for you is to ask people to pose for you. Every time you buy something, ask someone to pose for you, because if you go home and you only have pictures of old buildings, it can get a little bland. but I've got the crate maker, and I've got all sorts of other people that agreed to smile for me, and they really make the portfolio look a lot more interesting, I think, anyway. And now a quick word from our sponsor, SmugMug. I've been a SmugMug happy customer for over 15 years, and let me just start off by telling you why. Number one, portfolio. I have my online portfolio on SmugMug. It runs, I actually have 2 websites, and it runs the portfolio for both of those operations, gets people in touch with me, and it shows my best work to people the way I want it to be seen. Number 2, auto backup. I use SmugMug as a virtual hard drive. All my photos and videos are backed up on SmugMug, and when I'm on the road, like I am right now, the auto iOS, the auto Android in the SmugMug app backs up stuff while I'm asleep in my hotel room. Really cool, because if I lose my phone, I've lost everything. There's a free 2-week trial for SmugMug. I highly recommend that you give it a try.
Crepe guy. Well, I did many different photos of him before I ended up at the shot that I love so much with the smoke. I tried candids of him, and I think that's a really good one. I also tried going in black and white, which I enjoyed, and I did black and white on my favorite, but I'm going to stick with the color. Again, ask a guy to pose for you. Get the Lyon sign right behind, the Bouchon sign right behind, and a really nice smile, and it will pop. This great old theater is a perfect example of why you'll want to do your shot one in the day, one in the night, because sometimes these buildings are lit up and they are beautiful, certainly a lot better looking than during the day. I also want to urge you to use your telephoto lens, the third lens on the camera. Zoom in on those faces, zoom in on the carvings. You see stuff that you just don't see anymore. When I pop into town, the first thing I do is I check out the postcards and the signs to get an idea for what the symbols are of the city. And it was pretty clear this statue was one of them, along with the church. And again, every angle, multiple angles, close up, wide, ultra wide, panorama. From all sides, which do you prefer? Do you like the big wide shot of the plaza, or do you like the close-up of the man on his horse? Speaking of the church, longtime viewers of Photowalks TV know that I like to capture the ceiling by lying on my back and going on ultra-wide to pull it all in. It's pretty much the only option. You know how I feel about people, pictures to make your portraits pop. This blind accordion player, it's not like I could move him into the shade where I would have more even light. I had to deal with the elements, but I just want to point out that beyond getting the smile, I also zoom in on his fingers playing the instrument. I think it tells more of the story. Those massive European crowds are ruining my shot. What to do? Well, one thing is you could wait around, because at some point the crowds will thin out, or you could act like a pro and get up early. That's what we do to get the shot. Capture the streets when there are barely any people out there. Makes a big difference. Let's talk editing, and let's talk light editing without going overboard, starting with the iOS Photos app for the iPhone, followed by Google Photos for Android. In the Photos app, click Edit and then hit the sliders. My go-tos are the exposure button to make it a little brighter, and black point all the way down to really boost the sky just ahead. Then I give it a little sharpness and a little noise reduction, and that's it. For those of you who have Android phones, Google Photos has similar editing tools. Open up Google Photos, click the Edit button at the bottom, and then go to Adjust. You'll see similar sliders. Have fun editing. Don't go too crazy. Kind of go for the minimal, but you'll know when you've gone over the deep end. When you want to go to the next level, I reach for Adobe Lightroom Mobile, free app. Key slider is called Dehaze. It darkens the sky, takes away the fog. What do you think? And finally, when you want to go a little further, maybe a little crazy, think Google Snapseed. When you see clouds like that, it's the Snapseed app. Two tools here, the HDR tab and the Drama tab. Click those buttons on, adjust with your finger, fine-tune it the way you like and take a look before and after. Which do you prefer? One more thing, those crazy overhead shots of me walking down the street were all taken with the Insta360 X3 camera, which has the invisible selfie stick. That's something that magically disappears when you're doing editing. You can see me walking down the street there with the stick extended. That's how I do it. The rest of the episode was filmed on an iPhone.
Well, that was a fun walk, wasn't it? For more information about Lyon, be sure to check out the blog section of our PhotowalksTV.com website. Be sure to stay tuned for more episodes from France. We're all over Paris and other areas. Meanwhile, do me a favor, please subscribe to the Photowalks TV newsletter, jeffersongraham.substack.com, and of course, Photowalks TV, the channel, right here on YouTube. Meanwhile, I'll see you on the next Photowalk in France, so stay tuned.
Bonjour Jeff and Ruth, it was a pleasure to have you. C'était un plaisir de vous avoir. À bientôt. Jeff, you're more sweet than salted.